How do you know if your app idea is a good idea and worth pursuing? Over the last 8 years, I've studied thousands of apps and I built the #1 sports app in the App Store as the lead mobile engineer, PrizePicks. And in this video, I'm going to break down 3 signals that tell you if you're truly onto something. I encourage you to grab a piece of paper and a pencil or something to write with so that you can draw parallels from these signals to the idea that you might be thinking of. So let's jump right in. Number 1, there's a similar app out there. And yes, it may sound counterintuitive, but competition is a great thing. Competition means that there are others out there already trying to solve the problem that you're bringing to the table as well. So your job as an entrepreneur is to differentiate and identify where the competition is underserving a market. And there are a few ways to identify where a market is underserved. One could be by geography. If there's a successful app in America that hasn't been brought yet to South Africa, that's absolutely a way to differentiate and introduce a pre-validated product. Another could be by audience demographic. If there's an app out there that's positioned primarily toward Indian people in Atlanta, you could potentially build a similar app for Chinese people in Houston, right? There are many dating apps, especially out there, who focus on specific demographics, and demographic is absolutely a way to reposition a product and capture market share. Find a niche or a small group of people that you can build a simple yet effective product for. Signal number 2, you faced a problem yourself. So if you're building an app that is solving a problem that you've had, your job now is to go talk to other people who might have had a similar problem as you, but refrain from asking them yes or no questions. Instead, ask open-ended questions to get them to tell you about their journey. Apps, at the end of the day, are tools that take a specific person from zero to hero. So when you do your customer discovery and you talk to other prospective users, you want to dig deep into the journey that they had when going from zero to hero. For example, instead of saying, hey, would you use an app to book a barber shop appointment? You can ask a prospective user, hey, tell me about when you last booked an appointment at a barbershop. Now you've given a chance for that person to speak. And your job here is to listen and identify new findings and new potential features that you can build. You need to detach yourself from the problem if you want to build an app that's scalable. It's very possible that this person is going to suggest you features you hadn't thought of. So by doing this repeatedly, you will end up with a feature set that's driven completely by users and maybe not even anything that you thought of. And that brings us to the 3rd signal that ties 1 and 2 together and comes with a little twist. Are people already trying to solve the problem themselves? And are they already trying to throw money at the solution? If they're already trying to throw money at the solution, this elevates your problem to a hair on fire problem, which is a very common term in the customer discovery process. But once you identify a hair on fire problem, you've hit the jackpot. So let me tell you, how do you identify a hair on fire problem? A hair on fire problem is a problem that a user is having that they're already throwing money at for other solutions, but the other solution is not meeting their needs. So for this example, I'm going to tell you about a hair on fire problem that we discovered at Ambitious Labs. We started Ambitious Labs as a virtual academy to help app entrepreneurs bring their ideas to life. But these entrepreneurs are people who don't know how to code. The tech stack that we teach is specifically designed for people who don't know how to code, like FlutterFlow. We found that there were people already paying hundreds of dollars for technical FlutterFlow courses, but they were still left puzzled because they didn't know how to launch those apps into successful businesses and think about how do you wedge into the market and capture customers without any technical experience. So this was our hair on fire problem. If you can identify a problem and existing solutions that people are throwing money at, you've hit the jackpot. An example of a hair on fire problem discovery from one of our students, who's a director of a sports league. And they were purchasing templates online for Google Sheets to manage all their teams, and then bolting on together various solutions to automate some of the processes. They were already paying for these templates, so this student said, hey, why can't I build a web app that combines templates and includes workflow automations so that other league directors can manage their leagues efficiently? That was a really good example of a hair on fire problem because they identified that people were already out there paying for possible solutions that weren't quite meeting their needs. If that was helpful, leave a comment below and I'll see you in Slack.